Right. Hey, I'm SKENIE from the Poor, and I'm one of the singers for Bond But Not Forgotten. And it is Bon Scott's birthday today. And yeah, we got the Midnight Devils along with us. And yeah, what do you reckon, Sam?
I'm Sam Spade from the Midnight Devils, lead singer. Our second time here in Australia. We were here about a year ago, and this time around we were going bigger, badder, wilder than before. We're opening for you guys, supporting you guys every night, which is like one of the coolest things ever. We got to see you guys. I had no idea who you were until we were here last year and we saw you play. I can't even remember where the show was, but we walked in and
Corner Hotel.
yeah,
Corner
500
Hotel.
people, 800 people just going crazy out of their minds, drunk, screaming, having a blast. And I said, this is fucking incredible. This is great. There's like another level. I think I heard that you said that you started singing with them in 2013. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that was the first one. Yeah. Yep.
Well, how
Yeah.
did you get into from going, I guess, from the poor or prior? What got you into being in Bomb but Not Forgotten?
Um, well, I know you know James Morley.
Yeah.
I used to tour a lot with him back in the day when he was in the Angels, and the poor toured with him, and we found a love for AC/DC. I mean, he's like a fanatical, but I've always loved AC/DC. Grew up on it, and he was talking about putting a super group together to in Bond's name, and the first one we did with Simon Wright and ex AC/DC members, and Dave Gleason was one of the other singers from the Screaming Jets from Australia, and yeah, just sounded like a great idea,
Mhm.
just to
And,
do.
and I'll tell you this, I've seen my fair share of AC/DC tribute bands. We got a ton of them in the States. And
Mm,
for some reason in the States, I don't take it, it's not as cool as what
yeah.
you guys are doing. And I even felt that the first time I saw you guys. I go, yeah, we have AC/DC bands in the States and they all come out and they kind of play and it's cool. But when I see you guys and the way that you interact with the crowd, the way the crowd goes ballistic, it just seems like it's operating on a different level. And with the addition of Cynthia in there, it's like a whole nother stratosphere, I feel, of kind of just fucking cool party going at it.
Yeah, 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 and that's the way it's been from the start too. It was like a bunch of mates that love AC/DC and just want to do something. Well, it sort of started like that. Just wanted to do something while our bands weren't touring, so
Mm-hmm.
um, keep 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 cruising along in the pocket, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But as you said, there is something special about um, the authentic sound
Yeah.
that we get. Um, and I love just singing Bon, um, to the T, to every letter, every syllable, every emotion. I've always loved his vocals.
We were watching. I was standing next to Cynthia. You come out on stage to do high voltage. And I'm just like, I
Mm.
look at her. I'm like, your band is so fucking cool. Like you got them hanging on every word. As a frontman singer, like they're right in your pocket. From the moment you walk out. And I think that's a cool testament as to what you've done in the past. Like with the poor. I was looking into it and I'm just like mind blown all the way back to 94. I was like 10 years old then, and you guys came
Mm.
out with your first record, you toured with like all these huge bands, like, and then I start digging it deep, and like you guys are opening for Kiss, you're opening for Scorpions, like all these massive bands. And the poor reminds me of, it's great rock and roll music, and it's no frills, nothing. We're just straight ahead rock and roll. We're gonna have a good time, and I think that's a very cool thing, and that's very needed in music and rock and roll today.
Oh, definitely. That's the one thing that you can't get from the radio is live,
Mm-hmm.
like just energy, and you
Mm-hmm.
guys have got it too. You're just. I was saying to my girlfriend before you came on, I was like, "What? Wait, you see these guys. You watch, they're just relentless. They just won't give up. They won't stop, you know. And I like, oh, it's so fucking, yeah, just keep going.
I think that's, I've told so many people this. I go, there's so many subgenres and different metal and all these things. I think at the end of modern metal, I think at the end of the day, especially right now where we're sitting, people more than ever want to go out and listen to great rock and roll and have a good fucking time. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Go out and have a blast. And touring with you guys, I see that every night because I'm standing at the merch table when everybody files out, and I can't understand a damn word that anybody's saying. Everybody's wasted out of their mind, but they're smiling ear to ear, and that's you guys doing that. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you. It's great to have you guys with us because it's you know, it pumps us up too. It puts a smile on our face too before we go on. You know,
Yeah.
you forget all the seriousness and like, you know, all the stress about the day and everything before you go on. What it sounds like, you just get out there and kick some ass and just have some fun.
Yeah, and I completely agree. And your band is tight. James really runs like he has got the best musicians, and that has a lot to do with putting on that incredible show. So you can kind of walk up there and do what you have to do and lead that crowd and just destroy the place. The other night I saw you standing on the table and I was like, yes, this is the fucking coolest thing ever. Like that was really cool. You did the left right thing standing on the table. That was great.
Yeah, it was good fun. Lucky I didn't fall down on me bung leg, or
We were just talking
would
about
have
that.
gone ass over.
We were just talking about that because I've fallen off so many stages. I've fallen through so many stages. And we are just like the first night, those little portable stages, and we were playing the show like some gig. And the very first song, I jumped and destroyed the stage, just caved the whole stage in right first song of the first set. And the fucking owner's pissed. He's like, "You're gonna owe me $600. You guys ain't getting paid." I was like, that's what it's about. And it's that unpredictability going in. Like you know where it's gonna start and you know where it's gonna end, but whatever way we're gonna get there, you know, that's kind of
like the Blues Brothers, the old Blues Brothers thing. You guys, you about your bar tab. Yeah, right.
So,
Wasn't that for free?
so you guys, this we're headed to Sydney next, the Bridge Hotel, I believe. We played there the last time we were here, and we played to I think 3 people. So I'm very excited about this one, Bridge Hotel in Sydney.
Oh yeah,
What cool
it'll be
fucking
chockers.
place.
Yeah, it'll be chockers, and the publican and all the people that work there are awesome, and they're just all about the rock, and yeah, that'll be good fun.
I know we're supposed to focus on AC/DC Bomb but Not Forgotten, but I do as like a fan have to know like what was the Pour to you? What got you like the Pour was like this band that it kind of exploded out of 90, you know, in the 90s. And looking back, there's almost like uh you kind of look on those times, it was like pre-cell phone, after glam, and 94 was such a different year for music because grunge is hitting, you know, but bands were still out working their asses off. And I think you guys are one of those bands that just worked your asses off and toured and toured and toured. Tell me a little bit about like where it came from, where you kind of got your start, your inspiration.
Well, of course, AC/DC for
Mhm.
a lot of Australian rock and roll bands, you know, like Rose Tattoo. Oh, hold on, there's a
And you
shameless
guys
plug.
just toured. You guys just toured with them recently, right?
Yeah. We toured with them in Europe as well, and we toured the US with AC/DC, as you know, and but I was into a lot of American rock
Mm-hmm.
and Canadian rock when I was younger. I wasn't so much into Kiss or oh God, or Led Zeppelin, or that all came later.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more into what, you know, more into Motley Crue and Whitesnake and stuff like that. That was, you know, a little bit on the glam side, but I don't know. It made me just want to like have fun because it looked like you know, that they were having fun, man.
Yeah.
And and I just wanted to tour, and the guys that I was playing with wanted the same thing, you know, at first. And Matt's the only one that stayed with me over the years, which is fucking nearly 40 years.
And that, yeah, 40 years. And I tell everybody that, like, why did you guys set out to do this, and what was the reason that we started the Midnight Devils? And it, you know, it really goes back to just being a young kid in a small town in the Midwest of the United States, and we had nothing. And you kind of just dreamed, and you're like, one day I'm going to be in a band that's going to travel the world, no matter what it costs, no matter what it is. And here we are talking about it. And you guys did that, you know, prior to us, you know, like, so we're looking at you guys as like the blueprint of like how you do it, what you do, how you succeed, how you make it work, and not go crazy, or hold it all together. But also look at it like, the older I get, I guess the more I look at it as like, we've been kind of given this freedom to create, you know, and to kind of create our destiny and create our worlds around us through music, through artwork, through all this stuff. How do you feel about being a lead singer, lyricist, and like who was the guy that pushed you? Was it Bon Scott that pushed you into being a singer?
Kind of at the start, but I listened. It was David Coverdale's voice that really made me. But I was already a singer by then, so I know it was Jimmy Barnes too. From Cold Chisel, early stuff, and Angry Anderson, of course, with Rose Tattoo. But then, you know, once I started getting into the band and starting to sing, it was Guns N' Roses, and it was, you know, Motley Crue and Whitesnake, and you know, all of that sort of stuff. And then I started listening a lot more. I mean, early days was Iron Maiden and that as well.
Yeah.
And Bon Jovi and Black Sabbath, and then later was more, you know, Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. So as I got older, I started to appreciate the older bands more. You know, it was like everything that was coming out at the time, I was right into and wanted to be a part of. But as soon as we started playing, we started realizing that, you know, being the 3-piece band, we were more down that early rock genre. So we were good at that. So we just kept on going down that. And then I realized that I needed to start playing guitar. Yeah. Because we were in the band for 2 years before I even picked a guitar up, and went, okay, we need to fill some spaces here, rhythm, and that's how that sort of happened.
And just like the songwriting, that's one thing that we're only 3 albums in, and I think that songwriting thing is something that you can always get better at, you know, and you're always like working those songs and those ideas and just trying to create, like, how can I tell this story in 3.5 minutes, and then put like a music video to it and all these things, you know.
And you're always critical on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, beyond critical.
Yeah.
Write stuff down and like bringing it into producers, and they're like, I don't understand your lyrics. They're just, you know, and like, we got to rewrite these lyrics, and you take it so personally. You're like, that's my little baby, and then they completely change it. But I understand it's like to serve the song and to serve the album and to make the best possible songs that you can make. I think it's like being a singer is a singer and a songwriter it's a difficult thing. And I think with this AC/DC band, I look at it and I watch you guys play and I go, Bon Scott, the lyrical genius that he was. I think those AC/DC songs I really watched and I listened to those lyrics, because the way he did the innuendos, the sexual innuendos, and the way he says all the things that we all know what he's talking about, but he doesn't go out and say it, you know? I love that stuff.
Yeah. He does it very, it's very subtly and tongue-in-cheek.
Yep. I think that's like a lot of music coming out loses that tongue-in-cheek. Like, okay, still Panther can say whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
But Bon Scott says it, and you have to think about it in your mind, like, is he talking about banging that chick? Yeah, he definitely is.
Yeah.
we were out in Maryland at the M3 festival. I had to bring up this story, of course. The M3 festival in Maryland, this huge like hair metal glam rock festival. And I'm standing there. We played this great show, and this guy's like, "Hey mate, who the fuck are you?" And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And it was this Australian dude, your buddy, right? And
Oh yeah.
I go, "Actually, we're in the Midnight Devils, and we're going to be touring down in Australia here in a few months." And I go, "We're playing with this band, Bomb But Not Forgotten." He's like, "That's my buddy Skinny." And this guy, I'm telling you, it's like this guy's 10 out of 10 Australian wasted, right? He's screaming in my face. I'm like, "Holy shit!" And then he's like, "I'm gonna call Skinny up right now." And he called you up right away, and he relentlessly for the rest of the night after you hung up the phone would not scream. He would not stop screaming at me. He goes, "Skinny's gonna fuck you up. Skinny's gonna fuck you up." And he screamed it over and over and over. So now we have this running joke in the tour. If you see me and the drummer sitting on the side of the stage, we're just going, "Skinny's gonna fuck you up."
Classic. That's awesome.
So like the energy over here is so much different than it is in the States. And you probably know that, and you probably have felt that. Just that pure, for some reason here in Australia, that pure rock and roll energy, that wild side kind of takes over. And especially playing AC/DC songs, people get a couple drinks in them, and it's like,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
it's a party.
Great.
One thing I did love about touring in the States, especially when we did a summer tour over there, was with the Scorpions. I loved the because we were playing 18,000 seat arenas and stuff like that, outdoor sort of shows and stuff. And there'd be fucking people out the front or outside the gates on trucks, bands playing, and just caravans and shit, and everybody just partying full on. And you just go out and just go, wow, that's something that the big shows you don't get in Australia. You don't get people camping out. They go to the shows and they go entertain me, and then and then it's over. I was impressed because you guys are like, let's fucking party, fucking dude, guys smashing beers on their heads and fucking getting into it, like ready for the party, for the show. I love that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think that it has to be that way. There's no like less than, like, we come out and it's like, I'm fucking ready to go. Let's go. Like, we're gonna take this audience for a ride. And you have a really good way of commanding an audience and kind of getting them to eat out of the palm of your hand and singing those songs. I think is really, really cool, and testament to you as the lead singer frontman. Is also an art form. What is it like having Cynthia in the band? Tell me more about that. Her version of Ride On is just fucking spectacular.
Yeah. I mean, she's good. She's a good singer, man.
Yeah,
she's
very good.
And the first time I heard it, I thought, how's this going to work?
That's what everybody thinks that.
But she nails it. She pulls it off like perfect. It just works.
Yep.
I was the first one to be a critic. I was like, but it just works. And James is all, and she can sing the like the other Brian Johnson songs that I have problem with, they're a bit full on, but
Back in Black was that's Back in Black's higher than hell. That's a high song to sing.
Well, I shoot the Thrill's the one. That's the one that if we did that, I'd have to tune down half a step, but I can do Back in Black and all those ones, but not that one.
And AC/DC was such a huge band for us in the States, for me growing up too. When I first heard of them, it was through the Razor's Edge album. That's kind of put my date on it. But when Razor's Edge came out, I was kind of old enough to start appreciating that. Thunderstruck, and it blew my mind. I go, this is it. Like, this band is what, like, the greatest rock and roll band of all time. Fast forward, I was going to like private school, like a Christian school, and they would play these videos that they were called Hell's Bells, and it would tell you how satanic AC/DC is, and why if you listen to the records backwards, you're gonna go to hell. All the imagery on Highway to Hell, and all it did was make me fucking love it more.
Exactly.
Like the coolest thing ever. So to me,
exactly.
AC/DC was like the most evil band ever that my parents hated. Little did I know that they came out, in 75 or whenever the Live Wire and High Voltage came out. I had no idea.
74, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's fucking
Oh,
cool.
yeah. When that came out, well, there used to be a show on, God, I can't remember what day it was on. It was called Countdown.
Mhm.
And and for when I first saw AC/DC on that was their first album. And they came out. Bond was dressed in a schoolgirl outfit.
Yep.
And I'm like, who the fuck are these? Right? And but I just loved it, And I remember getting that album then, and and that was it. When I got that album, I got every single album after that. Like I just was waiting for it to come out, and all the way up to, I don't think I stopped getting their albums until I think Flick of the Switch was the last. Oh
Sure.
no, Blow Up Your Video, and was Sink the Pink after that or
Yeah.
something. I think
Fly on the Wall.
Fly on the Wall, yeah, yeah. I think those were the last albums, and by that time we were starting in the band ourselves. I think.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, yeah,
I like my buddy had like an SG guitar, and you're like, oh, this is the fucking coolest thing. You get the Marshall, 800 JCM 800, and you just like everybody's trying to copy Angus's sound, and nobody can ever get it perfectly. But just the iconic guitar player, and your guitar player that we played with the last couple nights, just he was fucking spot on too. James and
yeah,
your guitar player just fucking great, and that it's just like that. And then the videos start popping up about Phil Rudd and how he was like the backbone of AC/DC, and like just that drumming is just he's
yeah.
like almost off the beat. But that's what
Mm.
makes that swing and makes AC/DC sound different than any other band. And I thought your drummer had that down perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. Greg's a great drummer. Yeah, and it's he's going to be with us in Melbourne, but he won't be with us in Sydney.
Okay.
We've got Dave, who's that's been the great thing about this Bomb But Not Forgotten. Over the years, played with so many different players, like so many different rock royalty in Australia, that it's made it a real pleasure. It made a real brotherhood too. Like
Yeah.
everybody sticking together, and whenever we see each other, like I'm going to be. I mean, Bond But Not Forgotten is going to be doing the Rock the Boat this year,
Very
but
cool.
I'm not singing with them. I'm
Oh,
singing. I'm singing with another band called the Filthies, and but it's going to be like a big reunion. Everybody, and there's all the other big bands from Australia all playing on this rock the boat thing. It's going to be fun.
and not only a testament to you guys as a band, but as a fan and a guy standing in the crowd. Your crowd is in every city they show up and they are all in it to win it too. It's like the crowd and the band become one big giant like heaving mass of sweat. And you
Mhm.
only see that in a few bands, and you guys got that. Like just people fucking love you, and that's kind of a cool thing. What you guys have worked so hard to create, people respect that and they love it.
Yeah, that's true, man, and it's something that we all trust each other with too. Like we never rehearse.
I was gonna, how much do you have to practice for these shows?
No, we never rehearse. We just all know, okay, we get together before, like the day before, or the night before, or even on the day at sound check, and we go, "Oh, how are we ending this song? Oh, what ending we were doing on that one? Is it the live one or the?" And that's all it is. Oh, yeah, okay, we got it. You
Yeah.
know, we're
And
doing
we do this, we do the same thing. We don't
it.
ever have time to rehearse because we
Mm,
live in three different cities. So we're working in songs right now at our sound check with you guys that from our new record that are going to go in the set. So it's just like you have however minutes, 15 minutes for a sound check. I'm just like hoping and praying that we can get a couple of the run throughs in the songs so that we can get new songs into our set list. You know,
yeah,
but our guitar player, Sniper, is like he's very he's our musical director, and he really holds you accountable to know your shit, and that kind of makes you have to be a better musician. You can't be lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
Exactly.
get, you don't
And
get,
he's a gun himself, man. He's a gun
yeah.
guitar.
And you know
So,
he's gonna be on every night, so I'm like, I don't want to be the guy that's off either. You know.
and,
Get my
and how much you jump around, like you remind me of the way
yeah
I am with the paw.
yeah.
And you're all over the place. I'm like, how the fuck is he playing that?
Smoking.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. It's all it. But yeah, I think there's been a killer tour. Like the first 2 or 3 shows, first 2 shows we've done together are just really cool. And being able to see it from the other side, like last year, we were the guys in the crowd watching, and now we're kind of on in the tour and on the side of the stage, just like, this is fucking cool. And watching ACD, like a band that means so much to us, so much to me, watching you guys just fucking kill it every night, like is we just sit there baked out of our minds on the side of the stage going, this is the fucking coolest thing ever.
Oh, well, let's do it again this week, fucking in Sydney.
So we got Friday at the Bridge, and then I can't remember where Saturday's at.
The Oaks on Saturday. I don't even know where that is. And I think of the Panania in on Sunday.
Yep. Yes, we'll do 3 in a
That's
row.
good. I love 3 in a row. That's great.
Yeah. And then you guys just went over, the board just went over to Japan, is that right?
No, we're going over on the 1st of September.
Have you been over there before? As a
No.
band, we've never been over there either. So we're gonna go.
And we had a big following over there in the 90s, and we never went. And it was like, we've got to go. And now we've got this opportunity. So
yeah,
we're gonna smash it.
I thought that it looked really cool. And I was just like, if you got any, because we've never been either. So this is our first time.
I can put you onto the people that we go through. They're really cool people, and a lot of Aussie bands have been going over there. So I don't see why American bands wouldn't go over there too.
Yep, and it's even more of a big deal in the States. So everybody's kind of watching now, the new videos out and everything like that. So just like a cool opportunity. And it was like, Crispy's like, do you want to do this? I go, I don't know how we're gonna fucking afford this, but fuck it, yes, sign us up, and we'll figure that bullshit out later.
Well, it's the old saying, build it and they will come.
So I appreciate it, man. I watch you every night and picking up any tips and tricks. So
cool, man. All right, I'm gonna get back to it.
All right, buddy. Thank you for everything, and we'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, cool.
And he's gonna fuck you up.